What if you've been chasing money the wrong way your entire life? They told you to work harder, think positive, visualize checks in the mail, but no one ever explained why wealth keeps slipping away even when you do everything right. The truth is shocking. Money doesn't follow effort, it follows frequency. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And until you learn to tune your mind like a magnet, you'll keep broadcasting static into the quantum field of abundance. Most people treat wealth like a goal when, in reality, it's a vibration, a living pulse that either harmonizes with you or repels you. You've seen it before. One person works endlessly and struggles, while another moves with ease, and opportunities seem to chase them. That difference isn't luck, it's resonance. It's the invisible rhythm of quantum energy responding to coherence. The universe doesn't hear words, it feels waves, and your waves are shaped by your money consciousness. In this video, we're going to explore something that no financial advisor or manifestation coach ever told you, the spiritual science of money. You'll discover how abundance energy interacts with your brain, your emotions, and the world around you, how to dissolve energy blocks and upgrade your subconscious wealth programming so you stop chasing money and start magnetizing it naturally. This is not about working harder, it's about aligning your internal signal with the frequency of prosperity itself. So if you've ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while others fight for scraps, stay with me until the end, because what you'll learn here will rewire your understanding of abundance forever. Welcome to the frequency of wealth, how to tune your mind like a magnet. And before we dive in, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another lesson on quantum manifestation, energy alignment, and spiritual finance. The next few minutes might completely change the way you see money and yourself. Most people think wealth frequency is just about thinking rich, but the truth is far more intricate, almost cosmic in its design. The energy of money doesn't respond to empty affirmations. It mirrors the internal coherence of your being. You can repeat "I am abundant" 1,000 times, but if your vibration tuning is off, the universe hears static. It's like trying to tune an old radio to a station that's half in, half out. You catch fragments of the song, but never the melody. Wealth isn't born in your mind, it's broadcast through your quantum energy field. Imagine for a moment that your thoughts are frequencies and your emotions are amplifiers. When your emotional current contradicts your mental broadcast, you create energy blocks that scramble your abundance vibration. Think about the last time you tried to manifest money while secretly feeling desperate. That internal conflict sends mixed signals through the field. True vibrational alignment begins not with desire, but with inner neutrality. When your heart stops begging and starts resonating, your prosperity vibration finally stabilizes. Here's the paradox. The richest people aren't chasing wealth, they're tuned to it. They operate from what could be called subconscious wealth programming. This isn't mystical fluff, it's behavioral physics. They've rewired their neural and energetic circuits to hold the money frequency effortlessly. You can see it in their posture, their speech, their calmness around risk. They're not vibrating "I want wealth." They're radiating "I already am wealth." That subtle yet radical frequency shift transforms everything they touch into gold, energetically and materially. There's an old analogy I love. Money is like sunlight. You don't chase sunlight, you open the curtains. The act of tuning your mind to spiritual abundance is just that, removing the heavy drapes of doubt, guilt, and fear. Some people meditate, others walk barefoot in nature or practice gratitude journaling. The method matters less than the magnetism it cultivates. When your magnetic mindset expands, you stop being the beggar of reality and become its composer. That's the real law of attraction, money never explained properly. Science now calls this quantum magnetism, the way energy organizes itself around coherent frequencies. Think of tuning forks. Strike one, and another nearby begins to vibrate at the same pitch. That's how abundance energy works. When your inner fork hums at the frequency of prosperity, the external world must respond in resonance. You attract wealth not through will, but through waveform. This is the spiritual science of money, and understanding it reshapes how you pursue success. So the next time someone says, "Just think positive," smile politely, but remember, manifestation isn't about words, it's about energy alignment. A positive mind is helpful, yes, but a harmonized vibration is unstoppable. When thought, emotion, and intention merge into one coherent field, you become a walking transmitter of quantum abundance. Your reality stops resisting you because your signal finally stops contradicting itself. You start to manifest prosperity by default, not by effort. Most people never learn this because the mainstream manifestation world sells simplicity instead of truth. But those who grasp this deeper layer realize wealth isn't something you earn, it's something you attune to. And once you begin to sense this pulse, the living rhythm of abundance vibration, you can't unhear it. It starts to whisper, to guide, to expand your awareness toward the next discovery. The invisible reason so many people still fail to attract money, even when they believe they're doing everything right. It's not that you're lazy, unlucky, or missing some secret formula. The real reason your mind isn't attracting money lies in the invisible static within your energy field. Imagine trying to play a symphony while one instrument is slightly out of tune. That discord, however small, corrupts the entire sound. Your consciousness works the same way. If your thoughts project abundance vibration but your emotions hum in scarcity, you create interference. The universe doesn't punish you. It simply mirrors your vibrational misalignment. This energy block is rarely dramatic. It hides in subtle layers: guilt for wanting more, fear of losing what you have, resentment toward those who succeeded. These are emotional viruses that corrupt your money frequency. You might say, "I'm open to wealth," but part of your subconscious whispers, "I don't deserve it." That whisper has more power than any affirmation. Until it's healed, your manifestation energy keeps looping back into the same scarcity script. You're not broken. You're just broadcasting mixed signals into the quantum field. One of the most deceptive blocks comes from early programming. Maybe you heard things like money changes people, or spirituality and wealth don't mix. These ideas seem harmless but act as filters, blocking the energy of money. To attract wealth, you must dismantle those old codes. Try writing down every belief you hold about money and tracing where it came from. You'll be surprised how many are inherited, not chosen. Awareness is the first act of energy alignment, the spark that begins your frequency shift toward quantum abundance. A practical way to dissolve these invisible blocks is through vibrational awareness. Every time you think about money, pause and notice your body. Does your chest tighten? Do you feel anxious? That's your energy magnet short-circuiting. Breathe into the tension. Imagine light expanding from that spot and reframe the thought, "I am safe to receive." It's simple, but repetition reprograms your subconscious wealth programming. When you consciously shift the sensation, you rewire the energetic pattern that's been repelling prosperity. Sometimes people mistake exhaustion for failure. They say, "I've done all the visualization and gratitude journals, nothing changes." But manifestation isn't a mental checklist, it's a vibration tuning. Think of it like updating your phone's software. You can't download abundance with outdated beliefs. The process requires energetic maintenance, not just mental effort. This is where quantum magnetism enters the picture, connecting your emotions and neurons into a unified wealth frequency. When you start feeling frustrated, that's actually a clue, not a curse. It signals resistance meeting transformation. The key is not to suppress frustration, but to transmute it. For example, channel that energy into physical motion, walk, dance, breathe deeply, so the body can process it. Energy moves through movement. This creates prosperity vibration, allowing your money consciousness to recalibrate naturally. Remember, emotion is energy in motion. Stuck energy equals stuck finances. Once you recognize that these blocks aren't external but energetic, everything shifts. You stop fighting circumstances and start fine-tuning your abundance mindset. That's when the inner orchestra finally begins to play in harmony. And as the melody stabilizes, you start hearing something extraordinary, a resonance so precise it borders on scientific. That's where the next revelation unfolds, the quantum resonance of riches, and how the physics of abundance has been working in your favor all along. Everything in existence vibrates. From the atoms in your skin to the galaxies beyond sight, all are frequencies dancing within the same cosmic rhythm. What most people call luck is often just resonance, the alignment between inner frequency and outer reality. The quantum energy that surrounds you isn't random, it's responsive. When your money consciousness harmonizes with the frequency of prosperity, The universe doesn't have a choice. It synchronizes with you. This isn't philosophy. It's physics in motion, the quantum magnetism of creation itself. Scientists once called it the observer effect, the idea that observation alters reality. But ancient mystics already knew this under another name, vibrational alignment. When you think, feel, and act as if abundance already flows through you, you collapse potential into presence. Your field becomes a magnetic energy grid that draws opportunities like iron to a magnet. That's not metaphoric. Your brain's electromagnetic activity literally broadcasts measurable monetary vibration into the field around you. Imagine a tuning fork vibrating beside another. If one vibrates strongly enough, the other begins to hum in sync. This is resonance. In the same way, when your abundance vibration stabilizes, people, ideas, and resources begin aligning with it automatically. That's why two people can work equally hard, but one seems to attract wealth with ease. They've reached coherence. Their energy alignment is pure, undistorted by doubt. You could call it effortless manifestation, but it's really just resonance done right. This is why forcing money never works. Force creates friction, and friction scatters frequency. Flow, on the other hand, amplifies. Picture a surfer riding the ocean. He doesn't fight the wave. He synchronizes with it. That's wealth tuning in action. When you stop fighting the currents of fear, guilt, or scarcity, you surf the quantum tides of opportunity. The prosperity vibration lifts you higher, and suddenly wealth feels less like chasing and more like gliding. One practical exercise is to observe the resonance in your environment. Notice what music you listen to, what conversations you entertain, what stories you repeat. Everything is data your subconscious uses to shape your money frequency. Change the input, and you rewire the field. For instance, replace "I can't afford it" with "How can I align to afford it?" That small linguistic pivot shifts your subconscious wealth programming from limitation to curiosity, the frequency that abundance loves most. It's fascinating that quantum resonance is impartial. It doesn't favor the good or the bad. It simply mirrors coherence. That's why negative emotions manifest chaos so efficiently. They're still energy, just tuned to distortion. But when you align your emotions to spiritual finance, coherence restores itself, and your field becomes luminous again. This is the heart of financial manifestation, creating resonance between thought, emotion, and energetic posture until they sing the same note of prosperity. When this harmony becomes second nature, the mind itself transforms into a conductor of abundance. You stop asking, "How will I get it?" and start radiating, "It's already mine." That's the precise vibration that bends probability, turning what once seemed miraculous into the new normal. But this raises the next crucial step. If our energy determines what we attract, how do we retune our own neural frequencies to sustain this wealth state permanently? The brain is not a fixed organ. It's an instrument waiting to be tuned. Every belief, thought, and emotion forms an electrical pattern that hums through your neural network. When you think in scarcity, your neurons literally vibrate at a lower money frequency. Over time, that becomes your baseline broadcast, quietly telling the universe, "I'm unavailable for abundance." The goal isn't to think harder about wealth, but to retune your neural frequencies until your mind naturally resonates with prosperity vibration. Think of it like adjusting the strings of a guitar that's been out of tune for years. The first step is awareness. Most people run their financial lives on subconscious wealth programming inherited from parents or culture. They don't choose their beliefs, they repeat them. To begin the frequency shift, you must question every automatic thought about money. When you catch yourself saying, "I can't afford that," pause, ask, "Who taught me that?" This simple interruption rewires the brain's default pathway. Each conscious question disrupts the old monetary vibration and opens space for a new energy alignment to take hold. Now comes reconditioning. Neuroscience shows that consistent emotional experiences reshape neural wiring. So if anxiety dominates your money thoughts, you're physically reinforcing scarcity. To reverse it, practice emotional rehearsal. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and imagine abundance energy flooding every cell of your body. Feel the calm confidence of someone financially free. This isn't daydreaming, it's quantum manifestation. You're instructing your brain to fire new patterns that align with wealth frequency. Here's a practical tool. Write down one financial goal and read it every morning, but focus less on the number and more on the feeling. The emotional resonance matters more than the figure. Visualize it already done, and let gratitude fill your chest. Gratitude is one of the most powerful frequencies in spiritual finance. It harmonizes the emotional and energetic fields instantly. Over time, this creates vibration tuning, where your neural circuits match your desired reality rather than your current one. To strengthen this magnetic mindset, anchor the new programming in behavior. For example, act as if wealth already flows easily to you. Treat your environment with care. Organize your workspace. Upgrade something symbolic, like your wallet or journal. These tangible gestures tell your subconscious that you've already stepped into a higher consciousness of wealth. The brain learns through repetition and environment. Your outer world mirrors your inner broadcast of quantum abundance. One of the most underrated techniques is silence. When the mind quiets, your neural resonance resets. Meditation, rhythmic breathing, or even a mindful walk can dissolve energy blocks faster than effort. In those moments of stillness, the brain synchronizes with universal intelligence, the energy of money itself. It's as if the static clears, revealing a pure tone of possibility. That tone becomes the hum of your new abundance mindset, drawing prosperity without struggle. Over time, your neural frequencies stabilize, and you begin to sense a new rhythm, a steady hum of clarity and confidence that feels almost musical. That's when you realize wealth is not a chase, but a resonance maintained through awareness. And as your mind learns to hold that note longer each day, something extraordinary unfolds. You begin to sense that these vibrations exist on levels, layers, frequencies that most people never even notice. And understanding those levels is where the next great revelation begins. Every person operates within a specific wealth frequency, even if they don't realize it. Like radio stations, each level of consciousness transmits its own energetic tone. You can't tune into classical music on a rock station, and you can't manifest wealth from a channel of fear. These levels of monetary vibration explain why some people stay stuck in scarcity despite good intentions. They're simply tuned to a frequency that repels prosperity. Recognizing which one you inhabit is the first step toward quantum manifestation. Level 1 is survival. At this frequency, money equals safety. The mind is trapped in fear. Bills, rent, debt. Every thought emits an anxious pulse that blocks the energy of money. People at this level often say, "I just need enough to get by." Their vibrational alignment is tight, constricted, filled with worry. The universe mirrors that tension. To rise above survival, one must first regulate emotion, grounding the body, calming the breath, and shifting from panic to possibility. It's the base note of abundance vibration. Level 2 is stability. Here, the individual begins managing money instead of fearing it. They start building routines, saving and planning, but often remain overly cautious. The money frequency is steadier, yet rooted in control rather than expansion. Many stay here for life, mistaking comfort for freedom. To ascend, one must loosen the grip and trust quantum energy. True wealth requires space for risk, the willingness to let energy circulate. Money is meant to flow, not to be hoarded. Level 3 is expansion. This is where abundance energy becomes playful. People begin exploring investments, new careers, and creative ventures. They experiment with the law of attraction money principles and feel glimpses of their prosperity vibration. However, their subconscious still oscillates between old scarcity scripts and new possibilities. Discipline and emotional regulation are vital here. Without them, the frequency flickers. The mantra shifts from "I survive" to "I create." This is where energy alignment starts maturing. Level 4 is magnetism. At this stage, individuals exude magnetic energy. Opportunities, people, and ideas align effortlessly. Money begins to feel like a loyal companion rather than an unpredictable visitor. Their subconscious wealth programming runs on trust, gratitude, and inner peace. They understand that prosperity isn't pursued, it's allowed. They embody quantum magnetism without even trying. Their presence uplifts others. Their success inspires rather than intimidates. This is the vibration of contribution and purpose. Level 5 is transcendence. This is the mastery of spiritual abundance, where wealth is no longer about accumulation, but circulation. These people don't just attract wealth, they amplify the collective frequency of prosperity. They become conduits for spiritual finance, blending generosity and wisdom. Every transaction carries intention. Every decision hums with consciousness. They understand that giving doesn't reduce wealth, it multiplies it. This is the realm of consciousness of wealth, where abundance flows endlessly. Most people hover between levels 2 and 3, occasionally touching 4 during moments of inspiration. The challenge isn't reaching the next level, it's sustaining it. Holding that higher frequency requires consistency, emotional clarity, and a daily practice of wealth tuning. Once you learn to maintain this stability, something magical happens. The entire field begins to shift beneath you, preparing for an even greater transformation, the conscious energy shift protocol that moves you from scarcity to pure magnetism. Transforming scarcity into magnetism isn't about luck, it's about energy architecture. You can't just flip a mental switch, you have to rewire the entire vibrational blueprint that governs how money moves toward or away from you. The shift begins internally, long before numbers change in your bank account. This is the essence of frequency shift wealth, altering the energetic foundation that shapes physical reality. Think of it as upgrading the operating system of your mind to run on quantum abundance instead of survival mode. Step 1. Recognition. You must first identify your scarcity triggers. Notice how your body reacts when you check your balance or pay bills. Tight chest, knotted stomach. Those sensations are energy blocks announcing themselves. Scarcity thrives in secrecy. Once seen, it weakens. Write them down, say them out loud. This act of awareness starts the energy alignment process, because observation collapses distortion into clarity. You can't heal what you refuse to acknowledge. Step 2. Neutralization. Don't fight scarcity. Neutralize it. Fighting reinforces its reality. Instead, bring your attention to the breath. Then imagine your worries dissolving into light. That light is abundance energy reactivating flow in your system. Some people find power in rituals, lighting a candle, listening to high-frequency music, or taking a mindful walk. These are not woo-woo habits, they're neural pattern interrupters. They break the feedback loop of fear and anchor you back into vibration tuning. Step 3. Replacement. Once you clear space, you must fill it with higher frequency thought forms. Repeat affirmations that engage the emotional body, not just the intellect. I'm in harmony with the energy of money. I'm safe to receive. Combine words with feeling until they fuse into a real prosperity vibration. Reading books like The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity by Catherine Ponder or Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill can help reinforce this resonance daily. They train the brain to sustain a magnetic mindset. Step 4. Action alignment. The field responds to movement. Take inspired action, no matter how small. Maybe you donate a small amount, start a side project, or organize your finances. These gestures signal the universe that you're ready for manifesting prosperity. Action amplifies money consciousness. When energy meets motion, quantum magnetism activates, creating a feedback loop of opportunity. Each aligned step reaffirms that you're now functioning within the frequency of prosperity. Step 5. Embodiment. Finally, you must become the frequency you've been tuning into. This is more than belief. It's biology. Walk, speak, and think as though abundance is your natural state. Feel wealth circulating through every cell. People will sense it. Your environment will mirror it. This is how subconscious wealth programming stabilizes, through repetition and embodiment. At this point, scarcity doesn't disappear. It simply becomes irrelevant, unable to coexist with your new monetary vibration. When you master this energy shift protocol, something profound happens. Opportunities start showing up without effort. Money conversations become comfortable. Synchronicities multiply. You feel magnetic because you are magnetic, aligned, coherent, and radiating spiritual abundance. Yet, there's still one puzzle left unsolved. Why does wealth sometimes come easily, only to slip away later? That question leads directly into the next revelation, the hidden rhythm of fluctuation that governs money manifestation itself. Most people have tasted wealth at least once, a sudden bonus, an unexpected opportunity, a streak of success that seemed to appear out of nowhere. But then, as quickly as it came, it vanished. This isn't bad luck. It's frequency instability. Manifesting money once means you aligned your prosperity vibration temporarily. Keeping it requires maintaining coherence between thought, emotion, and embodiment. When that alignment wavers, the signal drops, and abundance fades like static cutting through a song. Think of your money frequency like a radio tower. When tuned perfectly, the signal broadcasts wealth with crystal clarity. But if emotional storms, fear, guilt, or doubt interfere, the connection weakens. You may still attract money, but it slips away because your vibrational alignment can't hold the signal steady. Many people confuse temporary manifestations with mastery. True quantum abundance isn't about peaks of success. It's about sustaining a resonance strong enough to weather emotional turbulence. One of the biggest reasons people lose what they attract is emotional backlash. The subconscious still believes wealth is unsafe or undeserved. That internal resistance creates energetic friction, dissolving the coherence of your abundance vibration. You might start overthinking, spending impulsively, or sabotaging opportunities. These aren't failures, they're feedback. They reveal exactly where energy blocks remain unresolved. Every time wealth leaves, it's pointing to a part of you that hasn't yet learned to feel safe with prosperity. Here's a practical example. Imagine someone wins a large sum of money but feels guilty about it. They subconsciously broadcast discomfort into their field, pushing abundance away. The universe matches that vibration. To stabilize money manifestation, one must reprogram emotional comfort around wealth. Simple practices, like visualizing yourself calmly managing large amounts of money, or journaling about positive uses for abundance, train the nervous system to sustain financial manifestation rather than reject it. Another reason abundance slips away is inconsistency in money consciousness. People meditate for a week, visualize for a month, then revert to old habits. The field responds to consistency, not bursts of enthusiasm. You can't become fluent in spiritual finance by visiting the energy occasionally. It must become your home. Daily vibration tuning, gratitude rituals, and mindful decision-making keep your magnetic energy stable. Wealth doesn't need to be chased. It needs to be maintained through coherence. There's also an energetic law at play called oscillation. In quantum energy, waves rise and fall, expansion and contraction. The key isn't to avoid contraction, but to remain conscious within it. During downturns, keep your signal calm. Don't label them as losses. Treat them as recalibrations. Every contraction refines your frequency shift wealth, teaching you to hold abundance even when external proof disappears. This emotional neutrality anchors you deeper into the consciousness of wealth. Over time, you realize that wealth doesn't leave you. It reflects you. When your internal landscape stabilizes, money becomes loyal. It circulates, multiplies, returns. You stop fearing loss because you finally understand that wealth is an echo of your state, not a number. And when you master that realization, the next logical step emerges: to align your daily habits so that they continuously nourish this frequency, turning wealth from a temporary visitor into a lifelong companion. Your habits are the architecture of your vibration. You can meditate for hours on abundance vibration, but if your daily routine contradicts that energy, your frequency collapses by evening. The energy of money doesn't just respond to thoughts, it responds to patterns. Each choice, each word, each reaction broadcasts your current state to the field. That's why true money consciousness isn't built in moments of inspiration. It's forged through rhythm and repetition. Your habits are the metronome of your prosperity vibration. Start with your morning. How you begin your day determines the tone of your money frequency. Before reaching for your phone, take 3 deep breaths and remind yourself, I am in tune with quantum abundance. Drink water mindfully, stretch, and visualize energy expanding through your chest. These micro-rituals calibrate your nervous system into vibrational alignment. If you want to manifest money, start by mastering the first 30 minutes after waking. The brain is most impressionable then, shaping your subconscious wealth programming for the rest of the day. During work hours, infuse presence into every task. Wealth doesn't just flow to those who hustle, it flows to those who radiate coherence while doing so. Whether you're sending emails, making sales, or designing something creative, stay conscious of your internal state. When frustration arises, pause and breathe. It's a mini reset of your energy alignment. Even mundane tasks can become rituals of quantum magnetism when performed with awareness. You're not just working, you're broadcasting abundance energy through action. Now, observe how you handle money physically. Do you crumple bills or toss coins carelessly? Treating money with respect anchors spiritual finance in the tangible world. Organize your wallet, keep it clean, and say thank you when spending. Gratitude upgrades monetary vibration instantly. Remember, energy multiplies where respect flows. When you hold cash with appreciation instead of anxiety, you shift from scarcity to reverence. A small but powerful act of wealth tuning that the universe never overlooks. Your relationships also reflect your frequency of prosperity. Surround yourself with people who speak abundance, not limitation. Notice how their language influences your inner tone. Engage in conversations that uplift your magnetic mindset. This doesn't mean avoiding challenges, but reframing them as opportunities for growth. Social energy is contagious. Your circle can either drain your energy magnet or amplify it. Choose wisely, because your network becomes part of your broadcast field of quantum energy. Evenings are for integration. Instead of scrolling endlessly, spend 10 minutes reviewing your day through gratitude journaling. Note every moment where abundance showed up. Someone's kindness, a lucky break, a pleasant meal. These reflections anchor your abundance mindset into memory. The subconscious records what you emotionally highlight, so by celebrating prosperity, you reinforce its neural pathway. Over time, this simple practice hardwires financial manifestation as your baseline frequency. Eventually, your lifestyle becomes a living frequency, each habit a note in the symphony of your wealth. You'll notice less effort and more synchronicity, fewer doubts and more flow. Abundance stops being a goal and becomes your default vibration. And once your days align with that rhythm, the field begins to open new portals, pathways into realities that vibrate at even higher frequencies of prosperity. That's when you're ready to step into the next dimension of wealth itself, quantum jumping. Quantum jumping isn't science fiction. It's spiritual physics applied to consciousness. Imagine infinite versions of you existing in parallel realities, one struggling with scarcity, another thriving in spiritual abundance. Each version vibrates at a distinct money frequency. The secret of quantum manifestation lies in aligning your current vibration with the version that already has what you seek. You're not creating wealth from scratch. You're tuning into the timeline where prosperity vibration already exists and stepping into it. The process begins with identity. You can't access a new frequency while clinging to the old self. Ask yourself, who am I in the reality where wealth flows effortlessly? How do they speak, dress, act, and decide? Start embodying those qualities now. This is more than imagination, it's subconscious wealth programming. Your nervous system learns by imitation, and as you act as if, you collapse the distance between timelines. The universe mirrors identity faster than intention because energy responds to embodiment, not theory. Visualization is your bridge. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and picture the version of you living in quantum abundance. See every detail, the home, the peace, the freedom. Now feel it. Emotion is the ignition key of money consciousness. When you truly feel the sensation of wealth, your heart's electromagnetic field begins broadcasting that signal into the quantum field. That's vibration tuning in its purest form. You're not wishing, you're resonating. And the universe always echoes coherent resonance. But here's the hidden key. Action anchors the jump. After visualizing, take one small action aligned with that new identity. If your wealthier self invests, invest something. Time, energy, money. If they study, learn something today. These micro-actions create physical proof of the shift, solidifying your energy alignment. Without action, your frequency collapses back to theory. With it, you stabilize your position within the frequency of prosperity. One powerful tool for quantum jumping is journaling dialogue between your current and wealthier selves. Ask questions like, what do you know that I don't yet see? Let answers flow intuitively. You're literally downloading data from another frequency band of consciousness. This strengthens money manifestation because it bridges logic and intuition, the two poles of spiritual finance. The more you practice this dialogue, the more your brain normalizes abundance as familiar rather than distant. Remember, quantum energy doesn't move linearly, it leaps. That's why breakthroughs often feel sudden. You might receive a job offer out of nowhere, a chance meeting, or a creative idea that changes everything. These aren't coincidences. They're markers that your vibration successfully synced with a higher probability field. Magnetic energy attracts reality configurations that match your new signal. The more stable your emotional coherence, the longer you stay within that upgraded timeline. Eventually, you realize the real art of quantum jumping isn't jumping at all. It's staying. The goal isn't to visit abundance, it's to inhabit it. Once your frequency stabilizes, your life begins to influence the grid around you, the collective wealth frequencies that shape entire communities. And that realization opens the final door. Understanding how your individual vibration interacts with the global energetic network of prosperity itself. Most people believe wealth is an individual pursuit, but it's actually a collective symphony. Every thought, every emotion, and every belief contributes to the global wealth frequency grid. This grid is a living web of quantum energy, constantly exchanging information between your personal vibration and the field around you. When fear dominates collective consciousness, recessions, panic, scarcity, it ripples through the grid and influences your money consciousness without you realizing it. You're not just manifesting within your own mind, you're manifesting inside humanity's energetic ecosystem. Think of cities as amplifiers of monetary vibration. Ever notice how certain places feel charged with opportunity, while others feel heavy and stagnant? That's collective resonance in action. The dominant thoughts and emotions of the people there sculpt the field. When you live, work, or even scroll online, you're tuning into those frequencies. The secret isn't to escape them, it's to rise above them. By elevating your own prosperity vibration, you begin influencing the grid instead of absorbing its distortions. This is why personal healing is global service. When you dissolve your energy blocks and expand your abundance mindset, the frequency ripples outward, subtly reprogramming the energetic field of your community. You might not see it, but others feel it. Your calm confidence stabilizes chaotic spaces. Your gratitude radiates coherence into rooms. This is the spiritual science of money. Your vibration doesn't stop at your skin, it travels. Each aligned person becomes a magnetic energy node in the planetary network of prosperity. There's also an unseen truth. Collective fear feeds financial instability. The media thrives on alarm, and people absorb it unconsciously. That's why spiritual discipline matters. Guard your energetic inputs, what you watch, read, and repeat. Each piece of information affects your money frequency. Instead of reacting to external chaos, ground yourself through energy alignment practices like meditation, mindful spending, and digital fasting. You can't control the grid, but you can control your signal within it. When enough individuals embody quantum abundance, the grid begins to shift. Markets stabilize, generosity rises, innovation accelerates. That's not optimism, it's physics. Coherence amplifies coherence. This is how civilizations evolve. Through collective frequency shift wealth. Every time someone chooses gratitude over fear, trust over greed, they send a wave of abundance energy into the field. Those ripples synchronize with others, forming a harmonic pattern strong enough to reshape global reality. You can use this awareness strategically. Before important meetings, visualize a golden field of light expanding from your heart, connecting with the people around you. Imagine every word carrying the energy of money, not as greed but as flow. Speak with integrity, gratitude, and generosity. These qualities magnetize success because they resonate with universal principles of balance. The higher your coherence, the more your surroundings harmonize with your consciousness of wealth. Eventually, you understand that true wealth isn't personal, it's planetary. Your prosperity uplifts others, and theirs amplifies yours. The field is one vast mirror reflecting collective resonance. When you live in harmony with it, you stop chasing abundance and start embodying abundance energy. And it's at this level of awareness that a new invitation emerges to share these truths, to teach others how to attune their minds to this global symphony of prosperity, beginning with one simple act of awareness. Now that you understand how wealth really works, the question isn't if you can attract abundance, It's when you'll finally decide to live in alignment with it. The energy of money has always been responding to you. Every emotion, every belief, every habit sends a signal into the field. The moment you choose to broadcast coherence instead of chaos, everything begins to change. It's not magic, it's quantum energy following the law of resonance. Ask yourself, are you still vibrating scarcity? Or are you ready to embody prosperity vibration? Because the truth is, nothing outside you has to change. Only your frequency does. The version of you who already lives in quantum abundance isn't waiting in the future. They exist now in a parallel potential. All you have to do is tune your mind and step into that reality consciously. The universe doesn't resist you, it simply mirrors you. So pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel the abundance energy already moving through your body. That's not imagination. That's the field responding in real time. The shift begins the instant you believe differently, speak differently, and act from money consciousness instead of fear. Every aligned thought becomes a magnet. Every grateful action amplifies your frequency of prosperity. And remember, wealth is not about accumulation. It's about flow. The more you circulate your energy with intention, the more the law of attraction money begins to serve you instead of test you. This is how spiritual finance was always meant to work. Not through competition, but through resonance, generosity, and coherence. The universe rewards vibration, not effort. Now tell me in the comments, what part of you is ready to rise to the next frequency? What belief are you letting go of today? Share it below so we can amplify that transformation together. You're not alone on this path. This community was built to raise collective wealth frequencies and reprogram the energetic grid of prosperity itself. And if you felt something shift inside you while listening, don't let that momentum fade. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay connected. Each new video will help you refine your vibration tuning and expand your magnetic mindset so abundance becomes your default state. Your wealth journey doesn't start tomorrow. It started the moment your energy shifted. Keep tuning your mind, keep aligning your field, and remember, the universe is always listening to the song you sing. Make sure it's the frequency of wealth.